J Bills for me to Spotlight UK. As always, with the beautiful AJ Bunker. I mean, it's always a pleasure every time I see you.
Start with a cuddle, I think.
Yep, it's a tradition now. I mean, how you feel? I mean, what I noticed when it comes to fight week, like you're more in the zone. Obviously your task at hand is like whoever the opponent is. So I know there's a different intensity, especially like in lead up to it. Because I remember when I spoke to you last, like it was weigh-ins just before your fight with Elle Brooke. And like, as much as, vibing is all great, but I know that the intensity was there. Is that always a thing when it comes to lead up to fight night? That's where you're at?
Yeah, you know what? When it's not me fighting, I'm just like, yeah, I can be fun and bubbly. My head's not in kill warrior mode. So yeah, when it's fight week, it is literally like locked in, very intense, and I'm like ready. I turn very aggressive. I feel like fight week sometimes, a little bit.
Yeah, the feistiness really comes out because I remember when it was the prime card and you said, I mean, being a Sagittarius that you are, you said you were chilled, but you wanted to bring that fiery side of you. Like, clearly, I've seen that throughout fight week anyway. So is that is like a switch that happened?
Yeah, definitely a switch. Is like once I know that there's an opponent there, and there's a fight, then that's it. It just turns on, and it's like it's time for business, baby. No time for messing around anymore. It's time to switch it on and be ready, basically, and bring it.
Well, I definitely like the chill vibes that we're coming with today. Like you're looking good, you're looking healthy, looking nice. Like how's everything for you? Like since your fight with Elle, like just to reflect on it, like what a co-main event it was. Talk me through the whole lead up to it because I know that you guys were beefing before, and then it seems like it got settled in the ring. Like, talk to me about that whole experience.
Oh my God, there was so much back and forth beef. I think with me and her, it's always been a bit of a roller coaster with emotions. Her disrespecting me being like, I'm not taking it anymore. Her hit me with a microphone on fight week. And yeah, I think like there was definitely, I didn't like her that much. Like, I think because she really disrespected me after our first fight. But since then, we did squash it in the ring, and I do respect her now, and I do that. That's all gone. I feel like once you fight in the ring, it is resolved, and that's what I thought after our last fight. But then obviously she restarted the beef by being disrespectful. So it's like, okay, like this isn't squished. Whereas now she was respectful after our most recent fight, and it is squished. So yeah.
Do you feel like it's like because it's been a long build up? You and Elle were one of the first female influencer boxers to come in this scene, and there's like a big storyline that came with it. And obviously, at that point, to be in the ring, because I saw what you guys hashed it out. It was a beautiful moment. It just seems like there was a bit of closure. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I definitely felt closure. I definitely feel like there's so much more respect there now and love there that I'm 100% her supporter. Don't get me wrong, that can always change. Who knows? Who knows what happens in this scene?
But as of right now, it seems that everything's cool with the both of you.
Right, as of right now, I've got a lot of love for her, and I really wish her well, and I think she's going to dominate in that division. Yeah.
Because I mean, there has been teases about Elle's next fight. It could be maybe a month away. Who knows? I'm just guesstimating.
Nothing.
But obviously, like whoever Elle tends to face next, like how do you see her going forward? Obviously, I know she'll be a fighting champion.
I know in the Misfits influencer scene, she will dominate. Like no, none of the girls want the smoke. None of the middleweight girls want that smoke. Like trust me, they don't want it. And I think anyone who she may potentially fight, is in for a shock. Like she brings it. She's a little warrior. She trains so hard. So I think, yeah, in terms of holding on to that belt, she will be holding on to that belt for a very long time.
Well, let's revert to you because I mean you've had some what I would call from my side watching as a fan. There's been some really good episodes, I would say, because obviously Nashville last month. Nikki Hru versus Alexia Grace. I mean, you came in with a cowboy outfit. Like, I was rating it, actually. I like how you was on assignment at that point. And obviously you wanted the smoke. So, when you saw those two, like, getting themselves ready, like, what made you decide, like, okay, I want one of them next?
I want that title. I've always wanted that title. I'm going down to the lightweight division. It's the division I'm actually meant to be in. And I'm finally making my way back there. So I just wanted to make sure that those girls know that I'm next in line and I'm causing the smoke. I'm bringing the smoke. So then
Getting the attention right for sure.
attention. So then look, Mams can't say like you can't have that fight because at the end of the day, who else are they gonna fight? I've built those fights. There's no reason for them to hate on anyone else. They hate me. How can you not hate me for throwing flour at you and ruining your presser?
I mean, when I saw that, I mean, God bless BL for being in the middle of it, but but you made a statement nonetheless. I mean, you know, Alexia was really gunning for you at that point, but I mean, Nikki was more chilled and stuff like that. So I guess two different dynamics. Obviously, we know that.
I want Alexia though.
You still want Alexia?
I like that she's got that fire in her. I want her to fight. I want to fuck that bitch up.
That's crazy. I mean, you know, we're still hoping that fight will happen, but obviously Nikki Hru is the new champion. What did you make of that fight between the two? Because a lot of people considered it to be like fight of the night alongside Yadi Gang and Lil Craig Ray before the bomb scare.
I think definitely in terms of fight in the night, it was good because it was a very entertaining fight between the girls. They both brought it. I personally, when I was sitting there in the crowd, I thought Alexia had actually won. I thought she was overwhelming Nikki. When I watch it back, it's a bit more like, okay, Nikki had a few more cleaner shots, power shots, was counter punching, but it was a very close fight. I wouldn't say that Nikki dominated that fight. She definitely didn't dominate. And it was a very close fight to call in terms of a winner, I think. But I think both girls brought it. They should have been fight of the night. I don't think Nikki should have been fighter of the night. I don't think she was fighter of the night. I don't think that performance was called for fighter of the night. But it was definitely fight of the night in terms of two people going at it, because the other fights between that, they were either knockouts or, some of the fights were just not very good in terms of Modine and Vitali.
Yeah, I mean, I mean that was. I mean, the build up for their fight. I mean, absolutely viral, crazy.
Like, yeah, in terms of build up, like they 100% were the best for that build up. But yeah, in terms of actually in the ring, it was a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I expected a bit more from both of them, but it was still good, I guess. But yeah, I definitely think it was a good fight, especially after that fight. It was like, finally we got some carnage here. People fighting, like going to the death and, not stopping. But yeah, it wasn't a very dominating performance for Nikki. I don't think it was title worthy.
So when it comes to, if the potential fight happens with you and Nikki, like what can we expect of it? Because I know obviously you and Solomon, been training from the very beginning. Like, how has the training been in terms of? I mean, are you full training at the moment? Full training now?
Yeah, look, I'm taking over. I always stay fit. I always stay ready. So yeah, I'll be ready whenever. Like, I'm ready. I will always be ready. And yeah, always training. Never stop. I love it.
Just a few final things from me. So Fox G, main event in the Nashville card. It wasn't the result that Fox wanted. I mean, considering the circumstances of what happened, but I mean, obviously, I know you're very supportive. You're friends. You share the same camp. Like, how do you see Fox's like sort of rise as a fighter?
He's going to be a superstar. He is already a superstar. He's 18 years old already, main events. He's causing so many good, devastating knockouts. I'm so proud of him. I think people forget how young he is, the sacrifices he makes to be over here, to be part of this scene. And he's going to be a future superstar. Mark my words. He is already a superstar.
Well, he already is. I mean, his stock is rising anyway, so 100%. And, of course, Salt Pappy main event in this card. I mean, obviously, like we're seeing his first main event. I mean, congratulations, Salt Pappy, to being in this position. What do you make of this fight with him and Ferrari? Because, I mean, with the MMA pro fighter, a background coming in, how do you see this fight going as far as the dynamics?
Hey, look, I know Salt trains super hard. That guy never stops. He is determined. He is a force to be reckoned with, like, trust me. And obviously, like, he knows he's got this, he needs redemption, and he's going to come in. He's going to come in like a different fighter. Like, he feels like he's got a lot to prove, and he will prove it on fight night.
And what are we looking at next for you? What's the vibe? What are we looking at? Like, what's the future looking like for you right now?
Look, either Alexia or Nikki, whoever wants it. If Nikki, it seems like Nikki's dodging it by saying, like, I'm not deserving of a title defense shot, even though I've took on opponents a lot tougher than what she took on. But yeah, like, look, I'll do whatever Misfits tell me to do, basically. I'm here to fight. I'm here to be in the scene. And
You're a complete girl.
Yeah, I'm here for anyone. I'm here for anyone who wants it.
Well, I mean, always a pleasure to see you. Always lovely. Every time I bump with you is always a vibe, and I just wish you all the best. I know that there's going to be some fire coming.
Thank you. Filipino fire, baby.
Always.